All right, let's play this clip. This is awesome. Dave Rubin. Does he even refer to himself as a classic liberal anymore?
No, he's
completely given it. Yeah. Oh, does he say he's conservative? Is that it?
Good question. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember that we covered his
Now, is he down in Florida?
Proclamation.
Is he down in Florida now? Is that where he's living?
Yeah.
Is he living in Florida? They moved down to Florida. He and his team no longer paying income tax. Probably replicated his set. I mean, he's definitely moved to Florida, right? Wasn't that where he moved?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought he would. But
He's in Florida.
Well, Sam would know that tan from anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got the same Florida tan. Same.
Yeah, it looks like per his Instagram, he's in Miami. So.
There you go.
Remember the intro video that all those celebrities made for him going to the free state of Florida?
I'm just saying, like, his set looks exact same. And I would take the opportunity to build a new set.
Yeah. Here he is with Dennis Prager. I mean, this is,
he doesn't get a ton of the budget from Blaze TV. They're not giving him any.
They're not going to give him.
They have to build Glenn Beck a new set every other year.
Every 15 minutes.
400 moving cameras.
So here is Dave Rubin staring into his future, right? I mean, wouldn't you look like? Don't you think that like Rubin looks at Prager and goes like, "Oh, this is who I will be in another 30 years."
But Prager can write a book.
That's true.
He's I mean, I know Dave Rubin is published, but
But you know what? But you know how stupid this society is going to be by the time that Rubin is Prager's age,
yeah.
and the right is going to be literally, playing with some feces at that point, and Rubin's going to be considered an intellectual.
I know. Matt's trying to erase "Don't burn this book." He's in fact trying to burn "Don't burn this book."
Exactly. So here is Dennis Prager talking about the divisiveness in this country and how we have never seen anything like this. Now, of course, he's not going to ignore our history totally, but this is pretty amazing.
But all right, what do you think? Let's go with that for a little bit. What do you think really is the future of America if this mass migration happens? If basically there'll be
one thing also, as you watch this, you should also know that Prager is all well and good talking to Rubin from a distance. But the idea that Rubin would show up at Prager's house with his husband and dine together is really, I think, makes Prager vomit in his mouth. And so you got to appreciate the fact that he's still willing to, promote each other's shows.
For the cause.
Yeah. Okay.
Which mass migration is he talking about, just to catch up? Wait, he said a mass migration.
We're going to have to see.
Sort of minorities like you in California that will be fighting the good fight but won't have political power. And then we'll have places in red states that may be more aligned with us. What is the united bond of the United States of America if this continues in this direction, which to me it has to actually at this point?
For all intents and purposes, there are two Americas. I think Americans are more divided now than they were during the Civil War. During the Civil War, they were divided on the spectacularly important issue of slavery, but otherwise they were not divided. And now, that's a big deal, obviously, but still, right now, the division is on every issue. We agree essentially on nothing important. And look, there's a fantasy in me.
I just want you to just contemplate this for a moment. It was a spectacularly important issue, slavery, but now we agree on nothing important. I'm trying to think of what's more important than the idea of should I own a human being who, as long as they're of a certain color. Not white.
That might be divisive, right? Just for the black people who were enslaved.
Look, it's spectacularly important.
It's divisive even for the white people who don't care about the black people because they looked at what that was doing to their wages, for instance, right? Slavery. But
it's just
is so it divisive if we went to a civil war over it? Yeah.
But wait, are you suggesting the question as to whether I should be able to own another human being is fundamental? Wait a second. Is that more important, Matt? Is that more important than, let's say, some people are using pronouns that I don't usually use?
Yeah, it's somewhere between that and if the entire back catalog of Dr. Seuss books is published.
The Dr. Seuss thing, the pronouns, the idea that people are talking.
I'm saying two things, which is more than the one thing of slavery.
Well, wait a second. Let me ask you this, and this is open to everybody.
Okay, good. Even me, if I'm not making a sandwich, right?
Is that sandwich?
I'm good. I'm taking Candace Owens a little bit to heart and wondering what the heck is going on here.
Yeah, we need a more functional kitchen.
I'm starving. But is the question of whether I should be able to own another human being more or less divisive than the question as to whether we should teach about the era when people wanted to own another human being in our schools?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, of course you can't answer that question.
I have to remain neutral, so to not be divisive.
I'm trying to think of the other issues that are really pressing. I mean, honestly, like, what are the other issues that are pressing?
If Josh Hawley's able to use his preferred book publisher,
right,
that's more divisive.
What about shadow banning? Shadow banning, owning another human being. I don't know.
Both are forms of canceling a human being. I mean, I guess you could argue one is more significant than the other, but
it's true. All right, let's continue to hear this insanity.
All the big cities of the country secede. It's not geographically possible because you couldn't have such a non-contiguous country. But if New York and Los Angeles and Chicago...
You could if you were going back in time and suggesting like maybe what Israel was offering Palestine. But let's not even talk about that. Let's go. I'm sorry. Go. I don't know.
Yep.
And San Francisco and Seattle and Philadelphia, if they all made their own country and left the rest of us, even with all the finance that they would take, all the money, all the banks, it would be paradisical for the rest of us. But it can't happen because of the geographical issue. So what has to happen is, I think, what you just
be paying for
painted. The scenario you painted was of people coalescing in the states they agree with.
And then what makes us united? I mean, does that work? I mean,
we're not united. We're not. I mean, look, I hate saying it. I love this country. We're not united. Tell me an issue that left and right agree on. I think the rest of this podcast could be spent waiting for you to give me an answer.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, there used to have been a healthy...
I think I found one. I think it would be very hard if everybody was to be honest. Everybody has to be completely honest.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. I think everyone would agree Dave Rubin, not bright.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
honestly,
bipartisan.
Right? I mean, we've heard people from both left and right realize that Rubin is not that smart.
The divisive, or divisive, whatever, rhetoric is so annoying and so played out by conservatives. It's just a way to stifle if you make any complaint about the way society is organized. Wow, I mean, we just can't agree on anything.
It's like we can't agree about everything, but you have stupid opinions about climate change, for instance. So good. Right. They can't agree because fundamentally it's motivated reasoning in support of reactionary power.
I still think that we're underselling the point of Dave Rubin bringing the country together. Do we need to watch more of this? Is there anything else?
No, we should run with it.
The mass migration of people, that's not happening either. I mean, there's some there's ideological sorting, but it's not going to lead to a civil war.
People don't have the means to uproot their life in most cases based on these abstract ideological concerns that Rubin's talking about here. It's just a way to brand himself, and then they're pretending that it's happening in mass. They're just media figures posturing.